Good morning. Welcome, graduates, family, and friends, faculty, and our college administrators to the pinning ceremony of the spring nursing class of 2022. The pinning ceremony is traditionally a rite of passage for nursing, and this class certainly deserves to be celebrated, and we are here to celebrate their completion of the associate degree in nursing program here at the College of DuPage. Please join our graduates in standing for our national anthem to be sung by nursing graduate Jessie Amstadt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Graduates, you all may be seated. Thank you, Jessie. That was beautiful. I'd like to take a moment to thank individuals for their leadership and support. Dr. Brian Caputo, President of the College of DuPage, Dr. Mark Curtis Chavez, Provost of the College of DuPage, Lisa Stock, Assistant Provost of Instruction, Dr. Jim Bente, Vice President of Planning and Institutional Effectiveness, Dr. Deanna Del Rosio, Assistant Provost of Student Affairs, Walter Johnson, Vice President of Institutional Advancement, Vice President Wendy Parks, Vice President, Public Relations, Communications, and Marketing, Ellen Roberts, Vice President of Administrative Affairs, Dr. Jared Dean, Dean of Nursing and Health Science, and Melissa McGovern, Interim Director of Nursing. I would like to also thank our COD staff members who have played an integral role in these students' progression in our nursing program. Jeff Heller, our nursing program support specialist, Melissa Erickson, Simulation and Lab Manager, Pam DiNucci, Administrative Assistant, Christy Calderero and Linda Henson, Simulation Lab Technicians, and Becky Barnes and Sammy Worth, Lab Assistants. A special thank you to our program chairs, Judy Lau Carino, Dr. Lorinda Dixon, and Dr. Janice Miller, who unfortunately was unable to be with us today. I would like to thank all of our adjunct faculty, and now our full-time faculty. Julie Alvin, Dr. Sarah Bourne, myself, Judy Lau Carino, Rosa Kalila Milky, Dr. Lorinda Dixon, Julie Garcia, Dr. Barb Gavrin, Robert Hoffman, Donna M. Canick, Anna A. Copel, Melissa McGovern, Dr. Janice Miller, and Dr. Nancy Pedges. A special thank you goes out to the events and the media team for their assistance in putting this pinning together.
Hi, I'm Anna Kopal. I'd like to take this moment to share a brief history of nursing and nurse pinning tradition. Florence Nightingale, named for the city where she was born in 1820, Florence, Italy, was an English nurse who trained and led nurses during the Crimean War in the mid-19th century. She worked to improve sanitation in the hospitals, and with her efforts, they found that there is a huge correlation between cleanliness and improved health outcomes. It is due to her efforts that she reduced the death toll by 2/3. As a result of Florence Nightingale's influence, the importance of nursing training became recognized, and hospitals began developing nursing schools. Known as the Angel of Crimea, Florence Nightingale was awarded 250,000 British pounds by the British government, which she used to open a St. Thomas Hospital and Nightingale School of Nursing in London. Graduates of the Nightingale School of Nursing were awarded a badge with a Maltese cross as they completed their studies. Schools of nursing evolved, and eventually each school of nursing designed and awarded a customized pin to its graduates. In the US, the first pin presented to a graduating class occurred in the Bellevue Hospital in New York City in 1880. Today, our graduate nurses will receive a COD nursing pin. It is the same pin that continues to be worn by graduates of this COD nursing program for nearly 50 years. We acknowledge COD nursing graduates who have returned to teach at the college, Professor Rosa Kaleli-Melki, Professor Janice Miller, Instructor Ann Kopal, myself, and Nancy Pedges. Thank you. Later in the ceremony, nursing graduates will join with all registered nurses, and they will recite the Nightingale Pledge, which unifies all the nurses.
Now we invite nursing graduate Zoe Erickson Staten, chosen by her class, to give the class address.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Bourne, for the introduction. And thank you all for being here. And thank you to our viewers on live stream. If you don't know already, I'm Zoe Erickson. It's an honor to have been chosen to speak on behalf of my class today. So I paid my little brother to write me this speech last night, so we'll see how it goes. So who's ready to graduate and take care of real patients and not be able to say, you know what, let me go grab your nurse for you? Yeah, me neither. For everyone who did not get the experience of nursing school, let me describe it for you. It's kind of like that song, This Girl Is on Fire, except the only thing to put you out is 500-question EAQ quizzes, 700-pound textbooks, enough caffeine to put you into SVT, crazy early and long clinical days, and even longer study nights, knowing even when you're right, you're wrong, because you're not the most right, and knowing the entire song, I'm bringing Sepsi back better than the original. But despite it all, we persevered, and when we got knocked down, we got right back up and faced it all with a smile across our face and stethoscope in hand. Let's go back 2 years. It was the first day of clinical, threw on my scrubs, drove over to the hospital. Wait, scratch that. I threw on my scrubs, I logged on to Zoom, and eager to start my journey as a nurse, not knowing of what was to come. The whole COVID thing really threw a wrench in our traditional nursing experience. However, I think we made the best of it. From case study clinicals to Zoom lectures to head-to-toe assessments on all of our family members to in-person clinical where we finally got to lay eyes and hands on real patients, we developed and overcame by staying positive and knowing it would all be worth it one day. We attempted skills never thought to be possible, like fully cathing a water bottle and inserting an NG tube into our favorite teddy bear. It made us patient and reminded us to look at the positive side of things. For all of us, I believe this is where we're meant to be. For many of us, this is a lifelong dream. Some of us, a second career, and for others, a career to finally fit our crazy lifestyle. But the reason behind us being here isn't important, rather that we did it together and we did it for our future patients. The journey was long and hard, but as I said before, we made the best of it. As Michael Josephson once said, take pride in how far you've come, have faith in how far you can go, but don't forget to enjoy the journey. I think this message really resonates with this class because the journey was difficult but worth it. Knowing the fun we had and the friends we made along the way, everything we learned from patient care to lecture information, the struggle to get through all the difficult exams and classes forcing us to become lifelong learners made it all worth it. I mean, physical assessment will always be the class where we turned every person we talked to into a patient and asked, do you mind if I practice my head-to-toe assessment on you? Pharmacology will always be the class that taught us to pronounce words like acetaminophen, levothyroxine, and I don't know how to say that one. Med-Surg 1 will always be the class where we had to save our first patients, Ricardo Mendoza and Matthias Heading. Mother Baby will always be the class to make you question whether or not you actually want to have children or not. Med-Surg 2, let's face it, we all cried learning about acid-base balance and all the different cardiac dysrhythmias. Psych will always be the class where we attempted to self-diagnose ourselves. And if you don't think so, then you're either in denial or a state of psychosis. Med-Surg 3 taught us airway, enough said. But despite it all, the blood, sweat, stress, and tears we have thrown into this program, here we are sitting here ready to graduate. So I call on you, the class of 22, to listen and understand this quote by Maya Angelou. She once said, as a nurse, we have the opportunity to heal the heart, mind, soul, and body of our patients, their families, and ourselves. They may forget your name, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. Even though we're almost nurses, it does not mean we are only healers of the body. We heal patients holistically, including those around them like friends and family. The way you treat a patient, especially in their times of need, will impact the patient's life forever. So I ask you to care compassionately. Treat every patient like they were your friend, family member, grandma, grandpa, sibling, or whoever else you think deserves to have the best care possible. I ask you to lead other nurses by example, even when patients seem especially difficult. Remember to stay kind, positive, and compassionate because you can become the bright light when someone's world seems so dark. In conclusion, I want to thank a couple people. Thank you, COD staff. Thank you, nursing staff and faculty, for teaching us and encouraging us to continue to push through even when it seemed impossible. Thank you, clinical instructors, for educating us on the ways of healthcare and how to function as a real nurse in the clinical setting. Thank you, simulation staff, for always being there and giving us the opportunity to practice before going out into the real world, especially when we would yell, "Sim help." Thank you to all our friends and family for supporting us endlessly and understanding that we had what seemed to be endless hours of studying to complete. Thank you for always being the shoulder to cry on when needed. You guys are one of the main reasons that we'll be a better nurse for our patients. Personally, I want to thank my mom and dad for putting me through this program and never giving up on me, even when I felt like giving up on myself. I also want to thank my brothers, Keegan, Gavin, and Asher, for being especially loud while taking my exams over Zoom, and for also making me laugh even when I didn't want to. It truly gave me a reason to continue pushing through the program. I love you all, and I cannot wait to make you proud. I also would like to thank my sponsors for today, Starbucks and Red Bull. Thank you for the caffeine to get me through all those long nights of studying and early morning clinicals where I had to drag myself out of bed. Thank you to everyone out there who helped us get to where we are today. And most importantly, thank you all, the class of 22. We did it, we're here, and this is the beginning of a new journey and a new chapter in life. So remember to always ask questions, learn, teach, love, laugh, and care for patients as if they're your own family. Most importantly, remember that you're amazing and will continue to do amazing things each and every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoe. Now, I would like you all to give special attention to the screen as Dr. Miller delivers her faculty address. Unfortunately, Dr. Miller is unable to be here today.
Good morning. I would like to thank all of you for the opportunity to speak this morning. My heart is full. I wish that I could have been with you as I had been anticipating seeing all of you on your special day, but unfortunately, I can't at this time. This is a day that we are celebrating your accomplishments. I don't think any of you anticipated what nursing school entailed when you first started. Looking back at 4 semesters ago, we met on Zoom and you all attended orientation. There were rules, regulations, and policies to follow. You needed books and electronic software to support your classes. You ordered your uniforms and then had to adapt to a virtual classroom from the very beginning, first taking those foundational courses such as physical assessment, pathophysiology, and pharmacology, which were intended to equip you for the job ahead. We had to prepare exams and activities that would assist you in thinking like a nurse so that you could make critical nursing decisions when caring for your patients in the future. The hardest part in your journey through nursing school is that we had limited experiences to engage you in activities in what I believe is the heart of our profession, to understand the importance of the human touch, how to communicate and collaborate and work together. We must be honest and say that we are facing very difficult challenges ahead. Your family and friends may not know what nursing training actually means. Let's just reflect for a moment to the days you had to prepare for simulation. The night before, you had to review medications and get your ticket to class completed, and your peers were briefed on the case. And once you got report on your patient, you planned to take vital signs, perform a head-to-toe assessment, and then you and your peer had a strategy or game plan before you met your patient. As soon as you got into the room, the patient was either unstable, bleeding profusely, going into shock, psychologically unstable, or going into cardiac arrest. That was about 10 to 15 minutes of your life. After that experience, we gathered together and debriefed the scenario. You were either stoked with this newfound strength that you were able to survive the activity, or you came out of the room in shock and awe and said, what did I get myself into? You see, throughout your program, we gave you many opportunities to feel the reality of your future careers. I know that many of you are feeling a little anxious about starting your career. You will no longer have the watchful eyes of your instructors guiding you through the skills and decision-making in clinical. You will now be making independent decisions and embarking into this new profession. I can remember the days when I became a nurse. I carried a little black note-filled binder to help me remember important things. So I would like to share some words out of my toolbox. And this is going to help you share some words that have kept me grounded in my professional practice. But these words should be familiar to you because you've been taught how to think conceptually in our program. And I'm just going to take a few moments to remind you of some important concepts. The first one is safety. As a nurse, our goal was to teach you how to be safe practitioners. Your patients and families are vulnerable when they are sick. They're dependent on your decisions to administer medications with the knowledge and skill you were trained for. You have a great responsibility to your patients, the family, and the community. As a faculty, we are so blessed to hear from our clinical partners who share stories of our nursing graduates who've transitioned to their new role and are making critically safe decisions and being advocates for their patients. Safety means practicing with integrity. The second word that I want to bring up is professionalism. You may recall that the word means doing. These are our expected skills or tasks. Also, professionalism means doing the right thing even when no one is looking. That our decisions and actions come from within and often with a desire to do what is good. And it also means acting ethically. Socrates stated, the really important thing is not to live, but to live well. And to live well means to live according to your principles. And the last word that I wanted to share is care. You may think in order to do your job as a nurse, you need the knowledge and skill to perform effectively. Yes, it is very important that you can do activities well, but what your patients need from you most is to let them know that you care. A touch, a smile, listening are simple yet profound ways that exhibit care and healing. As I mentioned before, starting your new career may be a little anxiety-provoking, and you may tell yourselves, I'm not ready, but we believe you are. We are cutting the umbilical cord and letting you breathe on your own. So, as I've been in conversation with many of you during these last several weeks in preparing for your final NCLEX exam, I'm reminded of the dream Solomon in the Bible had when God said, ask for whatever you want me to give you. And Solomon answered, I'm only a little child and do not know how to carry out my duties. Your servant is here among a great people, too numerous to count or number. So give your servant a discerning heart to govern your people and to distinguish between right and wrong. In essence, Solomon asked God for wisdom, and what Solomon got in return was blessing and honor. When we walk humbly in our lifetime in our professions, there are eternal rewards. As I look forward to a new life, a new season in my life, retiring after 42 years of nursing, I look back and I'm grateful to have had the privilege to serve patients, families, and community, and to serve my students and having the opportunity to share my experiences as a nurse. The class of 2022, you have a bright future ahead, and I'm praying for your continued success. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. For those of you that don't know, Dr. Miller will be retiring at the end of the semester next week after many years here at the College of DuPage, and we're very happy for her. She will be missed, but we're thankful for everything she has done. Okay, so at this time, I invite Associate Professor Donna Canick, advisor for Alpha Delta Nu, for the National Honor Society induction.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. The Road chapter of Alpha Delta Nu Honor Society was chartered at the College of DuPage in 2012 on September 24th. Criteria for being a member of the Honor Society includes an overall GPA of 3.0 or greater for courses in the AAS degree for nursing, earning minimally a B in all nursing courses, and being in good standing in the nursing program. Upon acceptance of the invitation to join Alpha Delta Nu, each candidate additionally agrees to complete minimally 8 hours of service to our community. This semester, students have fulfilled their service hours by representing the College of DuPage so beautifully in our extended community with a variety of experiences, including volunteering at the YMCA of Northeastern DuPage Health Fair, Young Hearts for Life in area high schools including Hinsdale South and Hinsdale Central, Lamont High School, and Plainfield High School, serving at Feed My Starving Children in Aurora, and serving within our own COD nursing community by being a mentor in our new peer mentorship program to our first semester students, as well as serving as the student representative on nursing faculty committees and attending each month. I want to acknowledge and thank our Honor Society officers for their leadership. our president, Jesse Amstadt, our vice president, Precious Gogo, and our secretary, Anna Dedescu.
President Jesse Amstadt. Vice President Precious Gogo. Secretary Anna Dedescu. Braden Gibson. Jill Kraus. Tabassum Mansouri. Elena Popa. Angel Salinas. Gavin West. And Marlene Zuniga.
Thank you, Alpha Delta Nu Honor Society members, for your service, for your leadership, and for your inspiration. I wish you the best as many of you continue in your academic journey for a baccalaureate degree and as you prepare to begin your career as registered nurses. Congratulations, Alpha Delta Nu Nursing Honor Society inductees.
All right, I'm back to talk about the National Student Nurses Association. National Student Nurses Association mission is to mentor students preparing for initial licensure as registered nurses and to convey standards, ethics, skills that students will need as responsible and accountable leaders and members of the profession. It's founded in 1952. NSNA is a nonprofit organization for students enrolled in associate, baccalaureate, diploma, and generic graduate nursing programs. It is dedicated to fostering professional development of nursing students. These young ladies and gentlemen were elected by their classmates to lead and represent their class. Besides contributing to planning this day, they each had to complete 8 volunteer hours of service to the community, which included 2 scholarship fundraisers, peer mentoring, Save My Starving Children, Northwestern Health System Discovery Day, Young Hearts for Life, Roll Up Your Arms with COD Cares. Care values that SNA strives to model after the National Student Nurses Association include advocacy, leadership and autonomy, professionalism, care, diversity, and quality education. These following graduates will be recognized by the Student Nurses Association advisors, Dr. Sarah Bourne and myself. Associate Professor Donna Konak will read the names of the Student Nurses Administration board members.
Zoe Erickson Staten. Braden Gibson. Jesse Amstadt. Jesse Little. And Caitlin Tagney.
Congratulations, Student Nurses Association. At this time, we have a special celebration to present the Daisy Award to a graduate that exemplifies the Daisy Foundation's Daisy Award for Extraordinary Nursing Students, which was created to recognize and celebrate nursing students for the above and beyond care and compassion shown to patients and their families. In addition, the students must demonstrate commitment to care and compassion and make the nurse-patient connection that makes such a difference in the healthcare experience. This year's Daisy Award nominee goes to Jesse Little. Here is some background on the Daisy Award before we present Jesse with her certificate.
Hello, my name is Bonnie Barnes, and I'm one of the co-founders and Chief Executive Officer of the Daisy Foundation. I'm delighted to have a moment to share with you why we at Daisy are so passionate about the work that nurses do and the work that I hope all of you will be doing when you are indeed practicing as a nurse. Let me start by introducing you to our family. This is my stepson, my husband Mark's son Patrick, and his wife Tina, and their brand new baby girl. She was born at the end of 1999, and 6 weeks later, Patrick woke up one morning with some blood blisters in his mouth. He went to the doctor, they ran a blood test, and determined that he had an extremely low platelet count. Patrick was admitted to the hospital with a diagnosis of the autoimmune disease ITP. Well, Mark and I were very concerned about this, of course, and we flew to Texas where they lived and thought that he'd be in the hospital for a few days and we would be there to help with the brand new baby and, of course, have some time with the family. Well, Patrick became increasingly ill, and fortunately we were able to spend all of our time in the hospital with him, but at the end of 8 weeks he passed away. Well, all I can tell you is we had been on an emotional roller coaster for those 8 weeks, and suddenly it was over. Now what do we do? Well, we got together with Tina right after he died and started talking about how in the world we could fill that gaping hole in our hearts that his death had caused. And what could we do to keep his very special spirit alive? What positive thing could we hold on to out of those 8 weeks? Well, there was only one positive thing, and that was the care of Patrick's nurses. We expected that they would be excellent from a clinical standpoint, and they were. But what we didn't expect was the way they delivered their care. Patrick's nurses were so compassionate, so thoughtful, so sensitive, not only to him, but to all of us in our family. And when he died, we knew we had to find a way to say thank you for what nurses do each and every day. Not just their clinical excellence, but especially the art of nursing, the compassion they show through the little things that nurses do each day to take care of patients and family members. So we created the DAISY Foundation. DAISY is an acronym for Diseases Attacking the Immune System, and it keeps us rooted in the experience that we had with Pat's nurses. We then created the DAISY Award for Extraordinary Nurses as a way to honor and celebrate extraordinary compassionate care all year long. So the stories of what nurses do, the little things that nurses take for granted, could be spotlighted, highlighted, and made a really big deal about so that nurses would know how much we as patients and families appreciate and respect them, and how grateful we are. Well, some years ago, we decided we needed to extend the DAISY Award to nursing students because, after all, students are doing work and taking care of patients and families. And very often, they were being nominated for the DAISY Award by a patient who didn't know one way or the other if they were a practicing nurse, a licensed nurse, or if they were still in school. So we wanted to celebrate and encourage the work that nurses do when they are students, as well as when they are registered nurses. That's why we now have the DAISY Award for Extraordinary Nursing Students, and I'm so delighted that now I can turn this presentation back over to your School of Nursing to find out who is being honored today. So long, and thank you.
Oops, I got a little ahead of the game. Congratulations, Jessie Little. Jessie has met every challenge with integrity and an enthusiastic spirit of inquiry. Her dedication to patient-centered care comes with a quality that is exceptional. Every patient is a patient to her to whom she does not ignore or walk by when someone is in need. Her commitment and compassionate care extends far beyond to the patients and families she cares for. It extends even to her fellow peers, in which she shares her knowledge and resources too. With that comes an optimism of collaboration and camaraderie dedicated to everyone succeeding together. Her flexibility and broad perspective is contagious and comforting, with a half-cup full mentality. As the second Peer Mentoring Ambassador Chairperson, she has contributed to the leadership of expanding her mentoring program. She has left an impact from her kindness and a unique touch on the human spirits she has connected with. Please join me again in congratulating Jessie Little on receiving the Spring 2022 Student DAISY Award at the College of DuPage. Jessie will be receiving a certificate, a sculpture, and a daisy pin in honor of her nomination. Thank you, Jessie. You may be seated. Okay, at this time now, please sit back and enjoy great memories of the spring class of 2022. I'd like to give a little shout out to Elijah for some of that man-made creativity music in the slideshow. Okay, at this time, I would like to recognize our graduates. Names will be read by Associate Professor Judy Carino and Associate Professor Donna.
Andrea Adamo. El Mansour Adawi. Jesse Amstad. Mispa Faith. Queen Grace Bantugan. Taylor Banky. Cassandra Blake.
Blessing of the hands is also being done by Dr. Reverend Curtis Baxter.
Madison Campbell. Emma Carmody. Christine Harder. Dragitsa Casillas. Nicole Caulfield. Angela Ajwa Coffee. Nicholas Cortana. Sebastian Quaclay Avila. Maria Percio. Crystal Gail Di Massa. Anna Dedescu. Elijah de los Reyes. Michelle Denny. Zoe Erickson Staten. Megan Fenner. Alexandra R. Facina. Renalis Brzezewski. Braden Gibson. Precious Gogo. Alan Gomez. Arlette Gonzalez.
Suseli Gutierrez Mejia. Aaron Hanrahan. Krista Healy. Jill Kraus. Justin Lewandowski. Jesse Little. Thabasum Mansouri. Jacqueline Merker. Taylor Mikrit. Ruthanna Miller. Bree Morales. Cassandra Mrazik. Nero Nazarino. Lucas Nervig. Elena Popa. Alyssa Powell. Teresa Quimco. Bennett Rubenacher. Angel Salinas. Yuvia Sayer. Amanda Sigsworth. Caitlin Tagney. Gavin West. Jordan Whipple. Melissa Zilke. Marlene Zuniga.
Thank you to Reverend Curtis Baxter for blessing the hands of the students. Future nurses, take a second to fasten your pins. At this time, we are going to do the candle lighting ceremony. Candle or lamp lighting commemorates Florence Nightingale's history of helping wounded soldiers by the candlelight. Let's light those candles. Please leave your candles lit for the Nightingale Pledge. I now invite Dr. Lorinda Dixon to lead us in reciting the Nightingale Pledge. Will all the nurses in the audience please stand? And nurses at home or watching on the broadcast, please stand and join our graduates in reciting the Nightingale Pledge. Dr. Dixon.
I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to pass my life in purity and in practice my profession faithfully. I shall abstain from whatever is delirious and mischievous, shall not take unruly minister in any harmful drug. I shall do in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession, and I will hold in confidence all of the personal matters committed to my keeping and all my family affairs coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling. I shall be loyal to my work and devoted towards the welfare of those committed to my care.
You can now blow out your candles and have a seat. Let's take a moment to congratulate these lovely nursing students, spring class of 2022. In closing, I would like to thank all of you for joining us for this glorious celebration of the graduates' accomplishments and their rite of passage into the nursing profession. Thank you, everyone. And you know what? This is a great finale to Nurses Week. Just one more thing before you guys begin to exit. I'd like to, if for you guys, if you want to come back in after you process out and take pictures with our lovely balloon display, this is a great photo op, so you guys are welcome to come back in the room after you exit. Students, you may now begin processing out. One row at a time. There we go.